ELI 5. How did ships sail against the wind and still manage to reach their destination? I never understood how ships in earlier times weren't just blown backwards when the wind would blow against the sails instead of in their backs, undoing all progress of previous sailing days. I know there's a thing about finding the right angles, but still, didn't the wind have to be roughly within the right direction for a prolonged amount of time in order to make the destination within reasonable timing at all? How could they even hope to estimate a time of arrival and sufficient amount of provisions with something so unpredictable? Was there even a way of predicting/calculating winds at all? Tacking. You zigzag back and forth at an angle against the wind. The angle you can go depends on the sail and type of boat and all of that, but the keel of the boat keeps it from sliding backwards in the wind. The forces of the wind and the keel push the boat to move somewhere, and the boat's easiest movement is going forward, not backward or sideways. If slowly, without a keel, the boat would slide along the top of water in the wind and fall over. Sailboats have to be careful to not break their keel or their mast or they're adrift and sink. As for scheduling, you didn't. With enough history, you knew how long a thing should take, but a storm could wreck your convoy or a sickness could kill your crew. They could be stuck in the horse latitudes with no wind for weeks. Captains were the ones in charge on the sea. No one could guarantee anything. If you had some new orders, you sent them ahead to the next port and hoped your captain got them. Wars kept being fought for weeks or months after a peace treaty because information didn't get places like today. It's why they had rules about surrender and why you didn't false flag at the end. Sailing under a false flag was expected, but you raised your colors for the fight. Eventually, you wanted rules to make sure the sea wasn't complete anarchy. In addition to how a sailboat works, there is a thing called trade winds. The reasons boats went to certain places is because that is where the winds were at least somewhat consistently blowing. If you look on YouTube, there are many sailing channels that are still sailing the same paths boats took hundreds of years ago to sail around the world, because that's where the winds are favorable.